Brad, are we supposed to be seeing something?
I'm just playing right now. I'm kind of I'm trying to play with teams. I've never really played with it a whole lot, Miss Sheila. I'm playing with around with some HR concepts on here. This one here is called the productivity paradox. It's just some things that people are messing with. I don't know. I'm almost feeling inclined. Hey, I see we've added a couple more folks in here. So Miss Julie's here. Can you hear us, Miss Julie?
I can.
Hey, Dr. Julie, it's been a minute.
Good morning. I'm sorry I'm late. My schedule is crazy. I thought I would just join for as long as I can.
Well, I tell you what, we somehow this thing got set at 11. I think it's supposed to be at 12,
Yeah.
but I don't know how that happened. But that's fine, I guess, for my part in it. But I tell you what, since everybody's probably going to be running and jumping, let's go ahead and get the roundtable started. I'd like to bring it into order. I don't know if we got enough for a quorum or not, whatever that means, but I do know we got enough for a roundtable, which is kind of what I wanted to do. And let me just kind of give it. I'm going to hand it over to somebody else real quick, but the roundtable. I was really just curious as to what everybody was interacting with. I know all of us are apparently very, very, very busy and just dug into everything. But I was wanting us to share what we can about what we're up to and kind of the big changes or forces that we're working with every day, just to get an idea of what everybody else is doing to see if we're all doing about the same thing or if we're heading in different directions. So I figure since Tanya's at the top up here, I'm going to spotlight you for everybody and let you tell us about what all's going on over there at the
Yeah,
it's your business.
over here in Camden. Well, we just wrapped up our open enrollment, and I haven't figured out a way to make that any easier or more fun or to engage more people and or coerce them into doing their benefit selections. Hadn't figured out a way to get that to go any more smoothly. Actually, this year it did go a little bit better than it did the year before. Um, a lot of people still don't, they're bumfuzzled by technology.
I was going to ask you, Tanya, what the challenge was that people just is your systems mobile based? Is it online? Is it both? What is the challenge as you're seeking?
We use Employee Navigator. We through our broker, and it's easy. They send out a link. You click on the link, you click through your stuff, you're done. And we have a lot of technically challenged employees. A lot of older. A lot of our workforce skews a little older, but I don't know, just the getting people to do it. We were talking about starting next year doing just the automatic, but still there's going to have to be some kind of confirmation that they want to do it. I did benefits for Deltic for a couple of years, and because of our CEO we had at the time, Elisa would know about this. It was on paper. So I had to do all of the inputting, but the employees did all of their stuff on paper. And I think they would rather we go back to that. But I just didn't know if anybody else has those similar pain points. It's an odd time of the year to me. I'm used to a November, December for a January enrollment. But I didn't know if anybody else had run into those type of situations still in 2024.
Well, I got a question for you. So your challenge is not that people are wanting to not participate. It's just that they can't uh operate the technology, maybe?
Some of that. But yeah, sometimes I think if they want their benefits, but if they could just be as hands off as possible, they would prefer that.
We run into the same thing. We have at all our mills, we've got different levels of employees. Our, more experienced, longer term people have challenges. They, a lot of them, they may have phones that they can use now, but they're not computer savvy and they're not comfortable with all this new technology. And so, we've been trying to figure out what we could do differently and how we could address it. But it I don't know that a lot of those people want to become computer savvy because they don't need those technical skills. They're, 5 years away from retiring and they just want help. And so we run into the same problem. We have people at the corporate office that just don't understand, why can y'all not get them? Why are they not wanting to get on the app? And, well, they don't use apps. So, we went to a computer-based benefits enrollment. When we first did it, they could do it online or they could call in. So we kind of eased them into it a few years ago. And of course, they all called to do telephone enrollment. And so now that's not an option, but now they have to come into the office and the HR managers or the HR administrative assistants pretty much hold their hand through it. They might log in, but then, they just tell those people what they want and they help them. So that's a big challenge.
I don't understand that. The amount of people who are just perfectly fine and willing to just let somebody else do it. This is your benefits.
Yeah.
That's the way ours is. I mean, we have the options of doing it online. They can come in and then we have a cashier. They can do it or call 800 number. But they choose to come in here to the office. And like you said, one of us has to sit down and go through it individually with them. They cannot do it. We have a handful that can, but most of them don't.
And it would make everybody's lives easier if they could do it, because we have corporate folks that will say, "Oh, everybody got theirs done this year," and they celebrate the success, but they're not here with the challenges. They just want it to get done, virtually or by the app. Well, I mean, we're getting it done, but it creates a lot of extra work when you have to call everybody in at every meal and get them to enroll. And this is a huge challenge because, and it probably won't go away until all these people retire. I mean, seriously, I don't know what else will help, but we've gone to online. Everybody's gone to the online application process, where if you're going to apply for a job or you're going to apply for an opening that would be a promotion for you, all of that is computer based now. It's just hard. I wish there was a button we could flip and make these people all savvy. But
we need that easy button.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know
you,
how. I don't know how it's going to be with L3, but when we were Aerojet, if the employees were not making any changes, they didn't have to do nothing. Everything would just roll over. So the majority of the folks, they weren't making any changes anyway. So that was perfect for them. They didn't have to do anything. But like I said, I don't know how it's going to be with L3 since this will be our first year with them.
Yeah. That's what we're hoping we'll move to it. But it's scary because I just know there are those people that are going to say, "Oh, but I needed to change," but they just let it roll on.
Yeah. And then of course, if you've got reimbursement accounts, those have to be done every year. So we have, people that say, "Oh no, I'm not gonna put anything in my flexible spending account because that would require me to have to go in," because we do the same thing, Sheila. Every few years, everybody has to go in, or if we have new benefits that are being added or things like that. But there are some years where you can say, I'm just going to let it all ride and go on with it. But you can't do that with flexible spending. So most of them just don't choose to have a flexible spending account, which is beneficial because it saves you tax dollars. But
That's like 401k enrollment too. That's also a pain point over here for me.
Yeah, I tell you this, I don't know if you guys have noticed something, but as far as like taking applications, we've had an online out for years, but we recently implemented a scenario where we are advertising uh, a calendar, and people go on there and select a time, and instead of completing an online application, they're doing it via voice with one of our representatives that we've set up to just do that. This is young people and old people. Okay. So this is not just older people. This
No,
is
you're right, Brad. It's not just older people because we also have a lot of younger folks that the problem is if it's not on that phone, they don't understand how to do it.
you know, we've seen people walk in. Of course, I don't know about this, but we've seen some people that they have the phone is not quite well ready. You know, it may be like a lower end phone. Those are some of the challenges that we've seen. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, you click on it and it's got some kind of a locked phone, and it locks the site. So yeah, it's technology is definitely a challenge. We've even opened up our parking lot and opened up our Wi-Fi and said, come park in our parking lot, fill in an application. It didn't much go with that. So benefits enrollment. What else? Human resources things over there, Tanya, and then we'll, you know, maybe look at somebody else for a while. But what else? So benefits enrollment. It looks like a lot of us have that. What else are you seeing over there from your vantage point that's interesting
Huh.
with human resources?
Well, I pretty much I came in here and it was not a structured HR department. So I've tried to now I'm trying to work on instructing everyone on FMLA basic stuff. But you know, just getting, you know, a lot of I'm trying to get a lot of cooperation out of people that have been here a while, and this is just the way we've always done it, or, you know, nothing's written down. It's just understood. This is how we've always done it. Just a pain point of mine. But feel free for somebody, unless somebody has a way of combating. That's how we've always done it.
I'm creating a lot of structure too that we've not ever had. We've just had notebooks, very vague policies in our handbooks. And so I'm kind of in that same boat, but I'm just creating policies and revising the handbook just slowly but surely and saying, okay, but this is how we're going to do it moving forward. And I mean, I've got this support backing me. And so, you know, it's just small chunks of the elephant.
Yes. I've been eating a lot of elephant lately.
Me too.
Well, it sounds like you want to go next, Macy. Just spend a little bit more time reviewing through some of, you know, what you've been up to over there. What kind of HR things you've been involved in?
Well, I mean, very similar to Tanya, you know, I came in and I had a top three, and, you know, revising the handbook was in that top three, and I've been here for a year now and I haven't done my top three because I had to reprioritize because there were things like FMLA. I mean, we had people that had been out for, you know, 6 months, and why are they absent? And then they should have been on FMLA and they weren't. So, I mean, we just really had to go back to the basics, get some training done, get some corrective actions to get us back in line. And so now I'm trying to start with here's where we are and here's where we're going next, but very similar to Tanya.
Hey, I did manage to get that handbook done. I was
Good.
bound and determined.
Yeah. I have
That's a
not
big
gotten
one.
there. I've gotten the priorities for getting that done. We've got a list. On our open enrollment last year, we had such low participation, especially 401k, but our health insurance was pretty low also. I called in every person that wasn't participating and had the throwing away free money with the match speech with everybody. And we did increase our participation rate by doing that to like 90%. And then one of our reps came down and spent a couple of days in the conference room helping people enroll so that I didn't have to do it and the staff didn't have to do it. And our participation on our 401k went up to about 90% from about 55 maybe. It was a huge jump. So it was time intensive, but it was worth it. And we didn't have that big of a jump in the Blue Cross, but it was similar by meeting with them one-on-one and talking through the coverages and, the fact of it being a huge benefit, which is one thing I'm working on next is a total benefit summary to where we're putting not just their wages in front of them, but here's your whole compensation package. I don't know that we've ever done that here prior to me, but I want people to understand there's value other than just what they're bringing home.
I must say that's big brain right there because that kind of puts it out there. And of course, um, you know, I like the idea of having those vendors come in and explain it to people like that. Like I said, it's kind of like the Walmart thing. They're having their people come in and put their bread in. So why not have the 401k people who will benefit
Yeah.
from it come in and do it, right?
Yeah, it really, I mean, he thought he was going to knock it out in a day and he was worn out. When he left the office, he said, I'm going to need another day. And I said, well, I appreciate you. But I mean, he was, really good about it. So he promised to come back, at the end of the year and do it again for the next group of enrollees. And it's really helpful to us because anybody that has whether it's a reading challenge, I mean, the reading level in Southwest Arkansas is what it is. And so paper, digital, it's all going to be the same. And also the electronic challenge is there for us as well. And for him to help facilitate that was really valuable.
That's that education level for South Arkansas at 7.5. Isn't that it, Macy? Attainment,
It
education
used
attainment.
it used to be the average was a fourth grade reading level. Now that's been years ago when I was still in El Dorado, but I don't know what it is now.
I just heard that it was 7.5 the other day. Someone was talking about it for over there. So that means that the average person is operating where someone is halfway through their seventh grade year is operating. That may be why our technology deficiencies are there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been told my emails have too many words. I laugh too, but I mean, I'm not good at dialing that back, unfortunately.
You gotta dumb it down. You gotta speak it. But you see, here's the challenge though. Everybody here is talking about those handbooks, and most of those handbooks are written at a 12 level or above level. 12, it has to. So there's your challenge right there.
Right, right. And they will come back and ask, what does this mean?
Yeah.
You
Well,
gotta be ready. Gotta be ready.
that's good. Um, Julie, what about you over there? You've been digging in and other things too? You're at the director level. You should be guiding the whole thing over there, huh?
Good grief. We got a lot going on over here, Brad. And I see none of my team is on the call because they're all
Doing
raving
lunch.
lunatics.
Mm.
Of course, we got a big project where and it's been announced, so I won't go into a whole lot of it. But right now, I'm really working on the acquisition of the old Resolute mill that we close on in a couple of weeks. So you know, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do over there and doing all our offer letters for them and big celebration of, welcome to Canfor and hoping it's going to be a great experience for them. But that's been tying up a lot of my time.
What are you guys going to do down there? Isn't that like a little bit different kind of a facility? Are you going to have to change it or?
It's a lumber mill.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay.
Sawmill. Yeah. Yeah. It's a sawmill. So
And
we,
Resolute just put a lot of money in that thing in the past few years, huh? Or no?
well, I've not been in yet. I mean,
Oh.
we close on the Friday will be my first trip over. Or Thursday, we're gonna, give everybody their offer letters and all that good stuff and talk about transitioning over. So Friday Thursday we'll have the hourly team. Friday we'll have the salary team, and then we close on August the 1st. So we'll get in there and see where we are and what we need to do. And of course, Canfor is really big about committing. Even in a year, we're not having a great year. The lumber market's terrible, but they've committed to putting capital into the project, and so it'll be another sawmill just like the one in Urbana, pretty much about 20 miles from here. And then we've got of course, the El Dorado laminating plant, and it will help supply them with wood to make their structural beams. And so we just think it'll be a good addition to our Arkansas businesses. But we've got another greenfield mill going up in Alabama, which is a challenge. We're running our greenfield mill that we finished last year in DeRidder, so that's a challenge. So there's a whole lot going on.
I'm kind of surprised about the lumber industry because I've been hearing that it's picking up. That there may be some kind of thing with that. They're talking about the construction industry, and I was hoping that you would say, "My God, y'all, you got so many orders that you can't even find the trees for it."
Now, the market is definitely not good right now. So we're hoping that sales pick up and we make that turn soon. But right now it's just not
Not
great
there.
time for this business. But one of the reasons that we continue to survive is that, we don't have a lot of debt. We've got money that we can spend to make improvements, and we've got I said we're buying that mill in El Dorado. Well, we're also finishing up a $160 million project at the sawmill in Urbana. So it's that should be done in the next few months. So
Wow.
we just keep on trucking. So,
that sounds like a huge investment in the future between those two of those right there. So, wow.
It is. So it's busy. It's busy.
I got one other question for you, Miss Julie. Now, did you guys purchase employees as such whenever you bought that over there? Did you add? They already had people over there at Resolute. Is that right? I guess.
Yes, we are. We're buying the whole mill and offering all the employees their jobs. So
It's good.
we've shared a lot of resources over the years. We've had some, so we know there are some familiar faces over there because you kind of go back and forth between between mills when it's an industry you're familiar with. So we know some of what we're getting, and that's exciting because we have some people over there that we know can continue to do a good job. So
That's good.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and we're real proud of, and I hope this is exciting for them. You're always going to be nervous when another company comes in and buys you. I hope once they see what we have and what we do, and we've got one of the best benefit plans around. That's one of the tools that we use to recruit, because I mean, that just an example. My husband has his gallbladder out. It cost him $300. Less than $300. I took my dog to the vet that same week, and it cost me almost $700. So, the dog bill is more than my husband's hospital bill. So we just have really really good benefits. So, but we have lots of challenges, and I'm sure that Barbara and JC and some of my other team HR managers would have some of the same challenges that Tanya's talked about and that Macy's talked about, and because it really is very similar. One of the challenge, I guess it's a challenge. It not necessarily a challenge, but it's something that I think we should think about doing. And we've done it before. One time we sponsored, and Sheila, I'm sure you remember, because we had somebody come in from SHRM. I'm not sure, it's not that we should not do something with workplace violence. And maybe sponsor, because I know we've got money, and I know we could get somebody to come in and have another supervisor training, or just something to open everybody's eyes again. There's so much with this workplace violence, and I think we had fight, flight, and hide. I don't even remember the order, but I think that's an opportunity for us to maybe do something in the community, open it up. I think the other one we had at that place at the college, that's more like that stadium seating, kind of like the auditorium. I don't remember what they call it. And we had lots of supervisors that participated, and we charged a fee for everybody to come in, and we made some money off of it. But it was a great service, and we got lots of good feedback when we did it. So I think that's just me throwing out my 2 cents of something that we could do to provide a service in the community.
Well, I think that's a great idea. We need to talk about it. When can we do it? When what does it look like in your brain? Since we've done it before.
A long time since we did it. Sheila, do you remember how long it's been?
Oh gosh, at least about 3 or 4 years? It's been a minute.
At least, because we had, what is her name? Kathleen McComber. Does that ring a bell,
Yeah.
Sheila?
Yeah, Kathy,
Yeah, she was involved in she worked for the company where they had the big shooting in the Boston area, I think, over Christmas, and the HR manager was killed, and so she had firsthand knowledge, and that was one of her areas of expertise, and she came in and talked about.
I remember that. Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, she's great. I think there's somebody mentioned another resource that's available that we could do if we wanted to do something different. Matter of fact, we might have done a couple of things when she came in. We might have had somebody from the police. I can't remember. I can barely remember what happened last week, but I just think that with everything that's going on, I mean, I've got an incident. I've got an incident at one of my mills. It's not in Arkansas, but we terminated somebody this week, and I got a message just a little while ago that was a screenshot of his Facebook page, and it said, "Does anyone know what time John Doe leaves Canfor?"
Oh God.
And John Doe, the name was this person's supervisor.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is a threat. I mean, for me, it can be a perceived threat because he's put it out there on social media. Well, anybody know what time my boss leaves the plant? So, we've got a lot of that. And I just think it's a reminder for HR professionals. It's a reminder for supervisors on how to handle those difficult terminations and what to do. I just think that's a really good opportunity and timely for us.
Yeah.
But you need to move on to somebody else because I'll start talking, then I won't shut up.
No, I like
Go
that
ahead.
idea. Now, what did you, something, Sheila, you talking?
No, I was just telling Julie I was enjoying listening to her.
Well, you're the only one, Sheila.
I can listen to her too because she knows what she's talking about. I
Oh,
like to
well,
hear
there
smart
you
people
go.
talk. Sheila, tell us about what you got going on out there. Are you dealing with any things that you want to talk about?
No, not really. We just busy. As you know, we are hiring 20 and 30 people every week, because we got so much going on out here and so many
Wow.
contracts. So we are staying super busy. And I have a new boss. She's really awesome. Her name is Jessica. Maybe she can get on one of the calls one day and you guys can meet her. And she's been doing a little changing in our department. She's divided up to different departments, and we all have different client groups that we're going to start managing. So I love that because that way everybody's not calling me and emailing me, because I've been here almost 25 years, so everybody know me. So everything is Sheila.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because they
so
know you can
now
answer their questions.
huh?
They know you can answer their questions because you've
I
been
know.
around.
I know. So now we got a signed group. Now I can tell them, oh, I'm sorry, you're going to have to call so-and-so because I'm not your HRBP.
They'll probably still call you.
Oh yeah, they will. And I'll go ahead and answer it anyway. Just quicker to answer than to push them off on somebody. So they know I will.
Miss Sheila,
So
you guys out there now above 1,000 people, so I could imagine that's just
oh yeah,
voluminously.
Wow.
we got about 1,200 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Think about that.
And steady hiring. Yes, a lot. Yeah. So we just super busy, thank God.
That's
Where are you
good.
going to go for vacation, Sheila? This is completely unrelated, but Sheila always goes somewhere exotic or exquisite.
I just came back from Egypt last October. I went to Egypt.
Yep.
And it was awesome. So I don't know. I'm looking at either Poland, Ireland, or Scotland this year. I got to hurry up and make up my mind.
Only you.
I love it. I want to go while I'm still in my right mind and don't have dementia, so I can remember where I've been.
Get back home.
I know that's right.
Oh, Brad, you're losing control. Go ahead. Move on.
All right. So Miss Alyssa Proctor, we saw her over there the other day at the that was the apprenticeship thing over there in Magnolia, and I think they're gonna have one in Monticello this week. But what you got going on over there, Miss Alyssa?
Well, we're in the process of rebuilding the mill. We've got that going on, so we're just kind of busy with all of that. The only thing we have, like I said, is got everything, all of our trainings on electronically, like Tanya was saying, all the electronics y'all were talking about. That's one of our challenges. And then we're not hiring people. We're trying to utilize the ones we have into, the new positions that we'll be having. But I guess main thing is keeping people at work and off drugs. That's not passing drug tests and keeping them at work on time and when they're supposed to be here. That's my challenge.
Now, when you get that one figured out, we want you to share that with all of us.
Everybody.
Retire and sell it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Writing a book. Hey, but now aren't you at multiple locations over there as well? Don't you guys aren't you spread out a little bit too in the area over there?
Well, we have here at Waldo and then Warren and Ola.
That's right. Yeah.
We have the corporate office in El Dorado.
Now is Miss Bethany still? She's like your
She's our regional HR.
That's what I was thinking. What do you have anything else you want to share with us?
That's all right now, unless I hear something and jump in there.
That sounds good. Miss Bailey, I see Miss Bailey jumped in. What's Miss Bailey up to?
Hey, how are you all?
Howdy.
Can you hear me okay? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Sorry, I joined a little late. It's been crazy over here as usual. So I was kind of jotting down things as you all were talking that we've been doing. We're up to our neck in hiring too, kind of like Sheila. So we're growing, plans to continue growing, and so finding that talent pool has been work for us. And then actually, I just passed my SHRM SCP certification on Monday.
Woohoo, you go, girl.
So I have been super busy prepping for that, nervous. I was scheduled to take it last Monday, drove all the way to Little Rock, and they canceled it because of the hurricane. So then I had a whole nother week of stress. And so it was a lot to get there and test, I felt like, but I passed it. So celebrating that this week.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. So, the other big thing we're kind of doing, I don't know if you guys already talked about any of this, but our company collects a lot of data through all of our different systems because we have a lot of automated type systems. And so we've been trying to work to find ways to utilize that better. So finding ways to track attendance better, making it where our leaders don't have to look through several things or pull it from a system and then put it in another spreadsheet to send to us to see if there's a trend. Kind of trying to reduce some of those touch points and redundancy with the data we already have has been a big push for us.
Yeah, that's good. That's one of the things that I listed in the presentation. There's like 2 or 3 pages of stuff, and of course, what this is from SHRM, and this is what they say that a lot of companies are talking about. HR analytics, which was what I think Bailey was talking about just then, and remote work, employee well-being, and mental health. I think we all touched on that. The AI and automation, continuous learning, which we seem like we talked about. Having to prepare supervisors for dealing with all this, all the things they have to deal with. So there's voluminous topics that we see coming up every day. Now, Macy, what you guys are? Excuse me, Bailey, you guys over there, you're over 1,000 employees too over there, if I'm not badly mistaken. So that's
Yes, yep, that's correct. So we have about 1,050 right now, with plans to continue to grow over the next few years.
so you think about this over there in that area with 2 employers with over 1,000 employees. That's just, I'm gonna tell you, recruiting for it is wild. That's about a 70-mile recruiting radius that I see from it. Was that what you're seeing as well, Bailey? Is it people driving a long ways to get there, or what are you seeing with
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So some of our employees do. We have tried to expand our recruiting reach over the last year. So we've started tapping into like our high school seniors that are getting ready to graduate. We did a big hiring event earlier this year. We hired about 30 hourly employees from that. Students directly out of high school had an offer in hand before they graduated, similar to some high school students that go to college, but we know college isn't for everyone, and that was kind of a group that we really wanted to target, get in here and grow. So we kind of expanded our reach in that direction, and then we've also looked at geographically. Historically, we've had employees from, say, like Arkadelphia and like Junction City. We occasionally have a handful of employees from those directions, but we've kind of had more targeted efforts to kind of branch those fingers out a little bit further, reaching out to Warren, Monticello on that side. So we're trying to think of anything we can to help grow that talent pool.
Sounds good. As a couple, I know it's getting close to 1 hour of our time, even though it was the wrong hour. At least we spent an hour. There's the Arkansas SHRM State Conference coming up in October. I haven't really decided if I'm going to go to it just yet. Is anybody going to that thing that they're aware of?
I'm supposed to be going.
Yeah, there seems like there's.
We always go. I've got to see who in my group is signed up, but it's really valuable information.
Yeah, it's good.
Hey, there I received one email this week, and I don't know if I shared it with everybody, but they're wanting people additional volunteers for up there. I don't know if you guys caught that email. So, I mean, there's some opportunities up there with the state council.
Do they sponsor for nonprofit HR directors? Any kind of sponsorship?
Yes, there is. I'm just learning about it. There are other people on this call that could probably tell you more about it, but I spent a lot of time with Miss Shane and Holly, and they're just talking about all the things that these other groups have going on. And I'm hoping that one day maybe we could sit down and talk about those things. It's probably not the best time right now. Everybody's got to head out, but there's a lot of things that they're doing up there, and she's invited us to attend their group meetings. And I'm going to do one here in August. They're going to. But I'm gonna go with the Western Arkansas, just kind of see what they're doing. But they're doing all these other groups are doing like a 1.5 hour meeting. They're doing a 30 minutes of business beforehand, and they're having a speaker, which helps people get their continuing education units and all that kind of business. So I mean, there's a lot of configurations that people are looking at with their meetings and growing their SHRM. But I mean, of course, one lady and I had a conversation the other day. It was like, you're being a volunteer. There's a lot of things they want you to do. I had no idea, and I can't wait till Tanya gets her chance at it in a little while. But it's interesting though with what all is going on at this state level with what people are doing with their meetings. It's much different than what we're doing with it, from what I can tell. Miss Barbara, I think, was speaking of Julie and your team. She went to one of those meetings the other day. I think she was with me on one of them, and then she went to another one without me on the digital front, and they're talking about how they're restructuring and collaborating with other groups. Anyway, I don't know, but I don't know much about it. I'm just doing the best I can to keep up with what all they're slinging at you. Like Julie said, there's a lot of information that's passed around at these things, and it's like drinking with a water hose, or a fire hose.
Fire hose, yeah.
A lot of information. But there's no business. Is anybody else wants to contribute anything? I would love to listen to you. If not, I think we should close out and get on about with our business. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty.
Who's making that motion to close?
I don't even know if we've got a quorum, but I'll move. I'll make that motion.
There you go.
Second.
Tanya second it, so that's good. All right, guys. See you guys next time.
All right,
Bye.
everybody be safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Wasn't a witness. So he wasn't witnessing. It was just a driver. By coming forward, you can get off.
Hey, William, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, somehow the meeting got started and occurred at 11 o'clock today. I don't know what happened, but it got everybody. We've already, went through with it for through the meeting.
Okay.
But I want to give you time though. I mean, I don't want you to come here for totally nothing. I want to spend a little bit of time with you. I don't think if I ever spent time with you, I don't think I have.
No, sir.
Tell me what you do.
I'm the director of talent management for Murphy USA.
Okay. Good. Murphy USA. How are things going with you guys over there?
Busy.
I bet. So I was reading the other day, Murphy USA is, you guys are one of the biggest employers in maybe Arkansas, huh? Or How many people you guys have right now altogether?
About
You think?
15 grandish, 15, 16 grand maybe.
I was thinking it was like that. Now you got them scattered out over how many states?
Oh, I don't know how many, but it's all over the doggone place. We have 1,700 stores.
Oh, 1,700. Yeah, I know. I think that we have helped out with a couple of rollout things. Like there was some kind of a manual that, or there was a new thing being going out. We had some people in a call center a few years ago or something. That was interesting. I didn't really realize how big you guys were, you know. But then I guess with basically every Walmart store and then probably other places as well, huh?
Oh yeah, we have standalones, and then we're not with every. We're actually not contracted with Walmart.
Yeah.
We've just kind of got a gentleman's agreement with them. So, but yeah, we are vast, and we also own Quick Check, which is up in the Northeast. So
Hmm.
they have a couple of hundred stores as well.
You know, I went to school with is do you know if it, or where you located in Mount
El
El Dorado?
Dorado, yeah.
Do you know Johnny Richardson?
I don't. Does he
You
work
don't know?
here? I
I
mean,
think
I've been here like 78 days. So
okay, I got you. This guy here, he worked in accounting, and I'm pretty sure it was Murphy USA, but it may have been that he may have been with the other group, but I wasn't for
Murphy
sure.
Oil.
Yeah, you know, it was several years ago. He was talking. I couldn't remember exactly where he's at. So, what all kinds of HR challenges have you guys got going on right now? What are you? How do you spend your day with in relation to HR?
So I oversee all of the talent management for the entire enterprise. So that's anything performance related. We do all the talent reviews, all the developmental discussions, engagement, the mid-year updates. And by engagement, I mean we have engagement ambassadors. We have the survey. We have it's a lot, and I have a
Yeah.
very, very lean team right now. I've got four, so there's five of us for the entire enterprise.
Wow.
So, but
Yeah.
but we're lean and mean. I mean, I was with McLean Company for a while, doing the same thing I'm doing here, and that was 23,000 people spread across 87 locations, and I had 6 people. So
But I bet you that you're really utilizing technology, huh?
we're trying to. We're right now. I mean, I've stumbled into a highly manual, a bunch of highly manual processes, but we're in the throes of implementing a talent management system that will automate a lot of that. So so we're going to find a ton of efficiencies.
Well, here's in that meeting we just got out of. We went through and we did like kind of a roundtable scenario where we were discussing what everybody was encountering, and part of it was that a lot of companies, and of course we're kind of in it too, but they're interfacing with people that are not up to the working with the technology yet. I mean, they're not. A couple of people were just talking about open enrollment for benefits, and was having challenges with getting people to sign it up. You know, maybe they had challenges with their phone and they were trying different things with putting kiosk inside the office, what do you guys do? How are you managing all of that? How you getting people to, put their time in and interact with your information system? I guess you're going
Honestly,
to,
yeah, we have a talent management system now, but I describe it like I describe my iPhone. I paid a couple $1,000s for something. I use 5% of its capabilities.
yeah.
And that's kind of how we're using our current talent management system. So we're implementing a whole new talent management system under the premise that we're going to use far more of its capacity and to
Mm.
drive efficiency. The customer facing side, and I haven't been here through a performance management cycle yet. That's not until later in the fall.
Yeah.
I've been told from a customer facing side, it goes well because everything's pretty simple on that side. But of course, the battle with performance management is there's nobody on the face of the planet, including talent management professionals, that like performance management. So it's a challenge just to keep it from becoming a check the box exercise. So
Well, and that's what happens. That's why people
yeah,
don't like it because it's like, who do you want to mess up unless you don't like somebody and then you want to mess them up. So yeah, I got you. It's fraught with difficulty for sure.
Well, but we build in, I mean, and it's pretty common, build in like a really robust calibration process. So there's no unilateral, you know,
Mhm.
seeped in bias kind of stuff that's happening in the organization. And then we work very closely here with Corn Ferry to do our talent reviews, which is great. I've been doing this since the Dead Sea was only sick, and I've yet to work with a company that was willing to write a check to Corn Ferry. They're expensive. I've been wanting to work with them for my entire career, and so
Yeah.
we actually do it here. So the processes are pretty robust. The output is pretty robust. Um, this organization is far more mature in this space than any other organization I've worked in. Where I think we have opportunity is we have not had a central, I'm not going to articulate this well. We have not had a central authority for systems. So everybody just buys whatever system they want and puts it in place. And so we've got a bunch of disparate systems that don't play well together. And now we've got to clean all of that up. Organization of this size, in my humble opinion, and I know exactly what my humble opinion is and isn't worth, is should be on an ERP like a Workday or an Oracle cloud base, and everything should be, working seamlessly within that system. But we're not there. So
Well, I wouldn't feel too bad about that, William, because I think that a lot of people are not there. Just from hearing conversations just then, just
yeah,
even other big companies, even though they're growing and but like you said though, it's now with having people so remote. I mean, do you have how do you manage that? I mean, is there a lot of technology inside those little rooms that are helping you manage the your inventory and all that? How do you even do that? I'm curious how you
yeah.
guys can remotely do that. I don't understand it. I
Well,
don't
of
know.
course, we're dependent upon counts and scanning in and so scanning inventory in at the store level, and then the POS, the point of sale system, essentially scans it out when sale, and then manual inventories to measure shrink and stuff like that. So, but the technology is relatively seamless there. I tell you, one of the things I'm really impressed about being here is the dynamic way we price fuels. I mean, you would think that we determine the price of the fuel once a week or maybe even once a day, but we're updating 1,700 stores fuel prices multiple times throughout the day based on what's happening in the market, and that gets pushed out seamlessly. It's really a marvel. But of
Yes.
course, that's on the operations side. That's the side that generates revenue, so they get all the cool bells and whistles. We're just a cost center, so we gotta wait until all the other big dogs have eaten before we get a little bite of a scrap.
You know how it works, don't you?
Yeah, I've,
Uh-huh.
I've been doing
Yeah,
this for a minute.
that's good. That's exactly it. Well, I tell you this, we're going to have another meeting next month, and hopefully we're going to be in El Dorado on the ground. So maybe we can get to shake
Sure.
your hand and meet you for
Yeah.
sure.
So I'll
And-
be honest with you. I am not a city guy. I have spent most of my career in small southern towns, but I moved here from Castle Rock, Colorado, which is just outside of Denver. Did not like it, not my place.
yeah,
But I was part of Mile High Sherm there, and it was a very active organization. Um, and so, I mean, I'm ready to dive in and get active and do whatever needs to be done. So,
that
um,
sounds good. Let me tell you this: I've been in. I took over like in January, and we've been trying the best to push out things, but we need more people. What I need to do, William, is create a general board group that can help me get things done, pushing out information. And it's you could fall right into it too, because I don't know exactly how long these terms are, but man, it would be great to have someone with your vantage point leading us for a year or two. So we want you involved because you bring a lot to the table that a lot of us do not have. And so we definitely want to make sure we keep you involved with us for sure.
well, I want to show you something too here really quickly. I'm
Show
going to
me.
I'm going to share my screen because getting in touch with y'all was a bear.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm going to show you really quickly. So, um, let me know when you can see that.
I can see it. I can see it.
And I want to be clear. This is not me complaining. I'm trying to help.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure.
when you go into dates, so look at this. Look at this email address right there. bayinadams@lmco.org. Then you go to officers, Bailey N. Adams at lmco.org. So
Yeah.
I emailed both this one and this one, and both of them got kicked back to me. And then
Yeah.
I ultimately went in and emailed Dana. I just
Yeah.
grabbed hers and emailed hers. It was just random, and got a response because I was trying to join the meeting
She told me
last
about
month.
that the other day. She said
Yeah.
that if you join, I'm like, yeah, I think because I really hadn't looked at it, but I do see saw your name on there,
Yeah.
but it didn't show up as new. That was so
But-
weird.
Well, look at this. Watch this. So watch. If I go into SHRM, and this is what I was telling her, is my account. This is my work computer, and it's a little slow. Unless something's changed. I hope it makes a liar out of me.
No, it's probably not.
Membership, payment method, is it profile?
Hey, make sure you follow our Facebook page though. There's probably where you're going to find the most current information. I think.
I guess I'm gonna have to sign up for Facebook.
Oh,
What?
okay, I got you. Not everybody
What?
does it. That's for sure.
One of these memberships, no, one of these had, I swear to God, it was right here. It would have that I was a member of Mile High SHRM,
Ah,
and it did not show me as a member here. And by the way, I've had this a lot longer. I just re-upped it.
yeah.
But one of these, and it doesn't even show Mile High SHRM now.
Does it say Sahara anywhere?
No.
No, there it is right
Oh,
there.
there it
That's
is right
Mile
there.
High.
Mile
Yeah.
High SHRM. It still says I'm in Mile High SHRM. It does not show me affiliated with Southern Arkansas at all.
What happens if you click on that edit right there?
Oh, on the edit. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. Did that open a different window? Edit. It'll probably let me edit everything above that.
Probably so.
But well, let's see.
There you go. Oh, those are all up there though. It's all Colorado. Ah, there's Arkansas. Look at you. Look at you.
So I did
Uh-oh.
this, and when I had to save, see, it
It
won't
won't
let
do
me
it.
save. It won't let me do it.
I can fix that. I can chapter
Which I don't.
affiliation.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, what it says in here, I just want to make sure that I'm receiving stuff from y'all and not Mile High.
Yeah, let me William, let me make sure uh did you get the email? Are you getting the emails about the events?
I got the most recent one. It came to my personal. Here, I'll drag that over and show you.
Make sure I got your newest email and I'll put it on the list.
So this is my work. That's my calendar. My life is ridiculous.
Yeah, looks way too busy for me, man.
But if I go,
if I had that, I'd have to go to that Mile High Club and spark up a little bit, you know?
yeah. Well, there's reasons I'm not in Colorado, and that's, you'd be surprised at stuff that happens over there. Let's see. Where did I put it? I forwarded it to myself because it came in my Outlook. Didn't come to this.
Well, I tell you, those first years somewhere, boy, that's always stressful. I'm glad it's you and not me. You know what?
Well, I am drinking from the proverbial water hose.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Look, I said that a little bit ago, but I meant fire hose. That's
Yeah.
what I meant. Fire hose. That's what I've been doing lately for sure.
Let's see. Outlook. Nope, not that one. William Stuckey. So I want everything from here. Yeah. So here's this is what came to my Outlook email, and I forwarded it to my work so I could click the link. So it's going to my personal. This is the only thing I've gotten though so far.
Send me Brad at esa-staffing.com. The email address you want to come to, And
EA.staffing.
no, ESA dash staffing.
So like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then I'll add you to the list.
So, I mean, the only one I want added, the Outlook one that's in there is good, but if you could put my Murphy in there,
Mm-hmm. Keep it all in one spot.
yeah. Is that okay if I just send that?
That's perfect.
So,
And I'll put that into the list and I'll make note that you're interested in, making sure you're involved, which is always good.
yeah, whatever I can do to help, man. I want to be, so look, HR is tough. Talent management's tough. And if you don't have a network of people that you can lean on and provide value to, it's much, much tougher. So
I call it a mastermind group. I need other
Yeah.
smart people around me to help me because sometimes you never know. You come across some stuff somebody just got through handling it. A situation like that can be very helpful. Well, I tell you what, I look forward to learning more about you, William, and maybe figuring out some stuff moving forward. But I appreciate you jumping in, and I look forward to working with you on the Sahara group, man. So if there's anything you need, you let me know, and I will do what I can for you. Okay.
well, I appreciate it. And let me know when y'all are going to be up here and I'll block my calendar out and we'll get together.
We sure will. I'll holler at you. All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.